You. What's up, y'all? Tell Like It Is TV, man. Let's talk about it, y'all. So first of all, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to donate. The links is in the description box. If not, that's cool. The like button that's right, y'all. The like button is free. All right, man. So let's get into it, man. Obviously, I'm pretty sure y'all heard about the news that happened with Anthony Joshua getting into a fatal car accident, man, killing two of his friends. AJ survived the car crash out there in Nigeria. Obviously, we all know that, I think AJ's mom or his dad are from Nigeria. So, after the Jake Paul fight, I guess he went out there and they got into a real bad accident, man, killing two of his friends. Now, immediately, I'm not even going to sit up here and hold y'all. I immediately got into conspiracy mode because it's just weird. And plus, like I said, did I watch the Jake Paul fight? No, I wasn't about to watch Jake Paul versus, because my main thing was, if it's a real fight, Anthony Joshua should knock this nigga clean out, point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? And which he did. I ended up seeing the highlights of the fight. Some say that I did hear a rumor that AJ was getting sued for the fight. That's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how true that is, but that definitely was a rumor that Team Paul was looking to sue AJ. So that lets you know that, this dude Jake Paul was in scripted fights. This is probably why they pulled out and made some bullshit allegation with Tank Davis, because Tank Davis wasn't going to go by the script neither. You know what I'm saying? He was going to really get in there and beat the fuck out of Jake Paul, point blank, period. Anthony Joshua, I kind of felt like I wasn't sure with AJ, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, AJ might be buck dancing for a check, you know what I'm saying? I can't trust that nigga AJ, but it is what it is. I just decided I want to go watch the fight. But looking back on the fight, AJ was out there trying to take this nigga's heads off, and which he did, take his head off, broke his jaw, embarrassed the man, all type of shit, you know what I'm saying? To the point, the brother, whether he calls it playing around or not, he was in there trying to take the dude chain off and shit like that, instead of worrying about his brother having his jaw knocked the fuck off, jaw broke, teeth falling out and shit like that. Whatever. But so like I said, they're in the industry. Okay, let's just get this clear. And another thing before I get ready to make my point was that Mike Tyson had just made a tweet too. I don't want to say yesterday. I seen the tweet. But he said he want the rematch, and this time he going off script. I told y'all niggas Mike Tyson should have knocked his ass out. Mike Tyson was in there. He wasn't even trying to win. He was just in there just to be in there. You know what I'm saying? And Jake Paul obviously has to be. It's a lot of money riding with Jake Paul, and for him to get belt the ass like that fucked up the bag. You know what I'm saying? That fucked up the bag. So they possibly wanted revenge. I'm not saying that Jake Paul and them has something to do with that, but that's just mighty weird that this nigga wins the fight, embarrasses Jake Paul, and then all of a sudden he almost dies in a goddamn car accident a week later. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? So we all know that Jake Paul and he's tuned in with them people. You know what I'm saying? We know what time it is. But it's just very, very strange, man. Very strange how that shit happened. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this video real quick.
I've seen what happened to AJ today. That was mad. You know what? Well, I looked on Instagram and two of his mates that passed away as well, bro. Do you not think it's like a bit strange after a huge fight like that? What if he didn't follow the script?
What you mean? Now, you see this dude right here. And this is what I be meaning about the industry and Hollywood and shit like that, and the symbolism and shit like that they be into, right? Even when you look at the fight per se, it was a lot of symbolism in that fight between the trunks. It just was a lot of symbolism. You see this dude right here as he, the way he's holding his hands. He know what the fuck this dude is talking about, know what I'm saying? But he has to play dumb. I'm pretty sure over there on Kickstream, he's probably a very popular guy as far as, the streaming world goes. So you know he's a part of all of that. You know what I'm saying? So as you see, why the fuck would a nigga be in a gym throwing up signs like this? Like, it don't make any sense to be doing. That's some weirdo type shit to be doing in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You up there having a conversation with a nigga, and a nigga standing there doing this symbolism and shit. It's like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. But you know that's cold. That's cold at the end of the day. But anyway, I'm gonna wind this back just a little bit.
Follow the script.
What you mean by that?
What I mean by that is, what if there was hundreds of millions involved and the script didn't go to plan? You're suggesting a Matrix agent? I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying to be suspicious, you know?
It could very well have been the Matrix.
R.I.P. to his friends on the real time, but yeah, for real, rest in peace, quick recovery for Joshua, man.
Alright. And let me just say this too, because not only could it have been maybe some kind of you know, like, it didn't have nothing to do with, like, the people that maybe might be backing Jake Paul. I remember Anthony Joshua, this one out, you know, I'm not the biggest Anthony Joshua fan. Y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I support Bomb Squad all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? But when that fight between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, when they first kind of won the titles at the end of the day, that was one of the biggest fights in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Low key, I still think that fight is still capable of being one of the biggest fights in boxing. Even though they have taken L's and all type of shit. But this is when they was hot. They both was undefeated. You know what I'm saying? They both was knocking shit out. You know, Joshua was coming off the Klitschko win. Wilder was retaining the title, the WBC title at the time, knocking motherfuckers smooth out. So you know, it was a hot fight. It was a lot of money on the line. And y'all remember AJ saying, "I'm not going to sell my soul for $50 million. I'm not going to sell my soul for $50 million," right? This was the reason why he was talking about he didn't want to sign the contract, this, that, and the third. But he signed the contract with goddamn Jake Paul. And according to the goddamn numbers, they saying that Anthony Joshua made up to close to damn near, well, he made over 50 million. He made over 50 million. So you already know what time it is when you out there making that kind of money in one night. You already know what is going to be entitled at the end of the day. And you know, like they say, man, a lot of times these people get into these positions, man, and you know, somebody got to go. Somebody got to go, dog. You know, it's just very strange how in a car accident like that, you know, his friends die, but he doesn't die. He doesn't even really have marks or shit on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck happened? And when you see the car, it's like, the car is like totally wrecked. Like if somebody blew the fucking car up. You know what I'm saying? Literally, you know what I'm saying? But somehow, some way, you know, AJ is literally like unscratched. You know what I'm saying? His head not busted open. He not bleeding. You know what I'm saying? You would think like a massive wreck like that, you know, like motherfucker would at least, you know, had something, he be bleeding or something, you know what I'm saying? It was no blood coming from AJ, which was kind of weird to me. You know, not saying that the nigga staged any of this shit or anything, but I'm just telling you, man, when motherfuckers get to playing in these kind of games and they start getting up there with that money, it's just and they start signing certain contracts, all right? You know, weird shit start happening to people that's around them. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you can go through any of your favorite artists, period. You know what I'm saying? Entertainer, whatever. Something always happens to somebody the minute that they ask, either if it's the music game, they get a number one hit, number one album, or they sign a big time contract. Then all of a sudden, they mom passed, they dad passed, they best friend passed, they little sister passed, they big brother passed. Somebody dying behind a lot of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You think about athletics, it's the same thing. If it's not somebody dying, it's somebody raising a transgender child, or you know, it's always some weird shit within the game. You see what I'm saying? And you know, that's just kind of weird to me. You know what I'm saying? It is definitely kind of weird to me at the end of the day. But these dudes trying to act like they don't know what's up. They know what's up. They know what's going on. the fact that they even brought this up, because this was my initial thought too when I seen this today. Because at first I didn't think it was real, but shout out to Ticket TV. I seen the video and he was saying AJ in a devastating car accident. And I immediately thought of that, like, you know, is this coming, you know, like they say, the devil coming to collect, you know what I'm saying? Niggas get out here and sell their soul and shit, devil gotta come collect that. I need something, fam. You better give me something, nigga. You better, you know what I'm saying? You better take some humiliation, nigga. You better give me something on the altar, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, you better give me something. You better give me your kid, you know what I'm saying? You better promise me something. I need something out the deal, you know what I'm saying? And he came to collect on AJ, you know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. But, you know, who knows, man? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all think this nigga randomly just, after beating the shit out of Jake Paul, this nigga randomly just got into a fatal fucking car accident? I don't know about that one. I'm a little suspicious on that. I'm going to say everything I'm saying in this video is all alleged. It's allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. But these dudes in here trying to play stupid, throwing up symbolisms and shit like that. Like, y'all, come on, bro. Y'all know what time it is. I would have more respected dude if he wasn't throwing up symbolism, talking about, what do you mean by that? Fuck you mean? You know what the fuck he mean by that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you playing dumb and shit? But, you know, this is what these people do. You know what I'm saying? They do this type of shit. Unless you in the in crowd, you know, you ain't really going to know. You know what I'm saying? Unless you've been doing some research and doing some studying out here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to know. That shit ain't it. It just looks like a normal conversation. But really, these niggas is talking in code. And he probably really wants to say something, but he can't. Number one, he's a streamer and he's streaming. So he couldn't say that shit for his viewers and shit to really, you know, tap in and really start motherfucking doing their research about a lot of this shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because they probably would stop fucking with him, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is, man. But, you know, I do remember AJ saying he ain't want to sell his soul for $50 million. He ain't want to sell the devil's in the details. I remember all that. Yeah, I remember all that. You know what I mean? I remember all that. The devil's in the detail. The devil's in the contract. $50 million. I'm not selling my soul for $50 million. Nigga fight Jake Paul, make all this money. Now this nigga's in a fatal car accident and loses two of his best friends. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Y'all niggas let me know what y'all niggas think about this shit at the end of the day. You know, I definitely think it's some conspiracy shit going on, allegedly. You know, it's too much of a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Too much of a coincidence. This shit all happens. And like I said, it was a very weird event. Even when I watched it on the playbacks, like everything was like mad weird about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everything was just mad weird about the shit at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jake Paul acting like he got hurt. He constantly motherfucking grabbing Anthony Joshua and shit. Honestly, they should have stopped the fight before he actually got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, AJ hit that nigga with something clean. You know what I mean? That might be the end of Jake Paul. Jake Paul, I don't think might fight another boxer again. That might be a wrap. That might be a wrap for Jake Paul, man, because fighting Anthony Joshua was just crazy. That was crazy, especially in a real fight. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua should have did what he did. Honestly, he should have knocked his ass out a lot earlier than 6 rounds. And notice that it went 6 rounds. He knocked him out in the 6th round. All right, so, you know, it's just a lot of shit, man, that happened. And you know, these what these dudes be signing up for, though, man. You can't feel bad for these niggas, man. These niggas be signing up for this shit. You know what I mean? They be signing up for that shit. So I remember AJ saying all that shit. The devil's in the detail. The devil was, you know, I ain't selling my soul and all this other shit. But he did that. He did do that. So, you know, it kind of is what it is, man. But anyway, man, don't get mad at me, man. I just got to tell like it is, man. So shout out the day ones. Shout out the new ones, man. Make sure y'all niggas hit the like button, the subscribe button. If you want to donate, the links is in the description box. If not, that's cool. The like button is, that's right, y'all. The like button is free. Anyway, Talk Like It Is TV. We out of here, y'all. One.